Look at that front grille which juts out, and look at the front bumper. It's like a little far ahead. Certain elements that were in the Seltos now are available in the Sonet. You see this massive thing on the dashboard. 60 English commands that you can give your car. In typical Kia India style, there is a lot of variety on offer.
The car in question is none other than the Kia Sonet facelift. And now that all of its rivals have had a facelift, Kia's bread and butter model had to stir up the already crowded pot with a dash of spice.
Now Kia had to do something different and something unique with the Sonet. Well, they just went all out, didn't they? Look at that front grille which juts out, and look at the front bumper. It's like a little far ahead of the front grille, and there's a lot of muscle thrown in there, right on the bonnet and even on the front bumper. But you know, all this tiger grille inspiration does not look offset, and then again you have a bit of chrome elements, which according to Kia is the only chrome element that it has added here. But the unique looking things are these LED DRLs, and I'm telling you this because these are in line with global standards. What Kia is looking at, EV9 and you know the other EV upcoming models all have this kind of signature. But why it fits well on the Sonet is because, remember, in 2020 Kia had told us that the Sonet takes inspiration from an elephant, and these definitely look like tusks, don't they? There's also the new design alloy wheel, which actually looks pretty good. Where there is no change is the silhouette of the car, because that's pretty much what it looked like even before. But it's at the back, and there are a few changes made.
The tail lamps too receive a makeover and follows the crowd by making them connected. It doesn't stand out, but definitely adds character to the Sonet. But this is not available on all trims. Kia says that all these changes have been made after listening to its customers. But the question is, will it make the buyers happy? The cabin will definitely put a smile on some people's face.
Now what Kia has done with the Sonet is basically use the top to down approach, and so certain elements that were in the Seltos now are available in the Sonet. You see this massive thing on the dashboard. Yes, we had that on the Seltos, and now it's very much part of the Sonet as well. Two 10.25 inch screens, both digital displays, but the fact that even the base variant of the Sonet gets a digital instrument cluster and also gets this kind of setup is pretty good for a subcompact SUV. And of course, pricing that subcompact SUV is also going to be crucial, but we'll talk about that in a while. Meanwhile, this screen is intuitive. It's pretty much similar to what you see on the Seltos. But the biggest problem that I have, and the biggest problem that I had even with the Seltos, is that this one gets wireless charging, but Apple CarPlay Android Auto is wired. Why? I mean, I still can't get my head around that. I couldn't during the Seltos, I still can't do it now. And that's going to hurt Sonet for sure.
Complaints aside, there are a ton of features that have now been introduced on the Sonet. To begin with, there are additions made to the connected car features on offer. But most of the big changes you'll get to see only on this top spec version. Leatherette seats, glossy black elements on the inside and out, and even 360-degree camera. There's also a blind spot monitoring system, which comes in very handy when trying to change lanes. You also get 4-way power adjustment for the driver's seat only, and is the first time the Sonet offers this. Good move for sure, and very simple buttons help with this functionality. The height adjustment is still manual though. But there are some features which help improve consumer interaction with the car. Voice commands for one.
What Kia has also introduced now are 60 English commands that you can give your car. Something as simple and as relevant as you will see, like मुझे ठंड लग रही है. And the temperature goes from 20 to 26 degrees Celsius. That's the kind of thing that you'll use in your day-to-day language. But there are a set of commands which you have to go through for sure. And it's only these commands that work. But they are not very difficult to understand or say. So it's pretty good that way.
And then there are a whole bunch of car connectivity features which you can access through your phone. Right from opening and closing the windows to switching on the aircon inside the car. All of that can be done just at the touch of a button. And there's more to talk about in the rear seat.
Now the issue with the rear seat of the Sonet was that there was hardly any under-thigh support. Now Kia has said that it has managed to do part of it well. And it has, because there is decent amount of under-thigh support that I have now compared to last time around. And it has also scooped out the back of the front seat to allow decent leg room for a person sitting behind. Now this is not ideal for me, but anyone who is shorter than me will definitely adjust pretty well here. However, it's still not good enough for a tall person like me, and I'm a 6-footer and I'm broad as well. However, there's good amount of headroom that you get, and the overall glass area too is bigger, so it looks like a spacious place to be in. You also get air purifier back here, that's only in the top end model, and also you get charging infra at the back for your mobiles and your tablets and even your laptops. So though nothing much has changed overall, there are small tweaks that make a big difference.
There's good amount of boot space on offer as well. And though there are no changes in the number, it's still at 385 litres, which is massive for a car with a small footprint. As you can see, the new design has done wonders to the road presence of the SUV. It certainly looks better than before on the go.
So yes, in typical Kia India style, there is a lot of variety on offer. And for customers to pick and choose, well, that's great. But there are no changes in the engine specifications. So this 1-litre engine still comes powered by 118 bhp, and there's 172 Newton meters of torque on offer. Now, what Kia India says is that the braking distance has come down significantly because of the features that this car has and because of the improvements in the brakes that Kia India has made, which is great. And the focus is a bit more on safety now. But you know, while nothing else might have changed in terms of engine specifications or anything else, what has changed is the way this steering is weighted now. Earlier, it was more or less like dead, but now, specifically in this Sonet, it's well weighed up and it feels nicer.
There is the 1.2-litre petrol and the 1.5-litre diesel too, but we didn't get a chance to drive either of them. Kia says that there is still room for the diesel, though the sales have been on a decline. But there is significant improvement on the fuel economy side of things. As you can see in the table, the fuel economy figures are well above 18 kilometers per litre, which was the case earlier, but there is a slight improvement this time around. The diesel crosses the 22 kilometer per litre mark, which is great for this segment. Let's get to how the Sonet handles now.
Now on the ride and handling front, nothing much has changed, and that's also because it didn't need to. The Sonet used to handle bad roads with ease, and it still does. In fact, it's just the deeper potholes that probably hit hard because of the shorter travel of the suspension. But overall, it still maintains that poise and that character that it always has, and that has not changed, which is great.
6 airbags are standard. There's brake assist, ABS, and 13 more features which Kia says will keep passengers safe. For those asking for a crash test rating, there's not one out yet, so raise an eyebrow if you wish. But the addition of level 1 ADAS adds some comfort. That's available only in the top spec version though. Lane assist, lane departure warning, forward collision warning and assist are some of the features that you get. The lane assist feature worked very well on these roads and left me impressed. There are some big improvements on the Sonet, but there are some key features that get left out. Kia has always aimed to please, and with the Sonet, I have a sneaky suspicion that the price will be aggressive. It will take aim squarely at the venue, which is currently the most affordable of the lot. I expect the Sonet to be priced between 7,85,000 rupees to 13,50,000 rupees. A starting price that will undercut all, but a top-end price that ensures it stays premium enough. While Kia has the demand from the export markets for the Sonet, it wants to really up its game in the domestic space. Will this one help then? It will, because there's a lot that it brings to the table and ticks all the right boxes. Price it right, and the Sonet will put Kia back into the driver's seat.